What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and how about Will Levis? An exceptional debut, completing 19 of 29 passes and 4 touchdowns, 3, of course, to DeAndre Hopkins, and might have saved the Titans from a fire sale, and now he's got the weapons to be the presumed starter down the stretch for this Titans team. We're going to dive into the film room here and take a look at all of the traits that he showed in this game that may have translated from college and maybe what he needs to work on going forward. But off to the film room, let's take a look at the debut of Will Levis. All right, guys, here we go into the film room, taking a look at Will Levis's debut. Right, we took some of the scripted screenplays out just because I don't think there was too much to show from any of those plays, but there's still plenty to go through in this film room. And we'll start here on a third down where, you know, I think this play is going to the spot route here, right? I think this is the first read for Levis. Linebacker basically takes it away. What Levis, you see this subtle movement up in the pocket, which I think is really good. And he's going to find a guy underneath here a little short of the sticks, I believe, in Okonkwo. Now, it's a good rally and a good tackle by the defender. Just, again, not a lot of options there on third down. Might as well try and let a playmaker make a play than get yourself into trouble, right, trying to force it down the field or throw it further than the sticks there. So I think the process is good there. Again, the first read just got taken away. It's a good play by the defense. This one, play action on first down. Now, I think he's a little late here because I think you got Okonkwo releasing into the flat here on first down. And I think you can throw that, no problem, and pick up maybe 10, 15 yards on this play. Or, in Levis' case, you can see Treylon Burks working, you know, to the play side here, basically, and just say, all right, let's uncork this thing. A little bit flat-footed, use that rotational force and show off the arm talent, the velocity, and the deep ball accuracy here, right? And you can see it from this angle, right? He's flat-footed. This is all rotational force and the torque just taking over. Look at the arm talent. Look at this ball's on the money. Way down the field. It's just a nice play by Richie Grant and maybe a little late of a ball, but like just flashing the deep ball accuracy there immediately. Really exceptional stuff by Will Levis there. This was another third down where you have the linebacker taking Hopkins up the seam here. He's working into this deep area against too high. You know, middle field open, but basically the linebacker says the middle field's not going to be open. Are you going to throw this dig route deeper? I don't think so. So again, fine by Levis. Again, it's just a little late where the receiver can't make a play to get upfield. But look at that velocity, you know, outside the numbers. Pretty impressive throw there, even though we're not picking up a first down. Now, you got Derrick Henry on this little third down. Just run straight to the flat, throw him a nice little changeup where he can catch it and pick up a first down, which he does. Simple, effective, right, and not always something that defenses are looking for with Henry releasing into the flat. Okay, first touchdown here. This one is impressive because you get play action, right, and look at Levis. He has separated the ball from his left hand. He's committing to the throw right now. And you often would think, well, why are we committing, right, to that throw so soon? But watch the safeties. They are clamping down on this crossing route from Burks. So one, now Levis knows he can uncork this ball. Hopkins is not in a great position here against A.J. Terrell, but ultimately it doesn't matter because you have Levis saying basically, all right, no one's going to get over, right, to this play. It's one-on-one. Instead of throwing the low percentage one where you have to have Hopkins maybe work through contact at the catch point and then keep the feet in, right, with exceptional body control, which we know Hopkins can do, or you believe that Hopkins can work through contact enough where you can throw this a little more towards the middle of the field into more space and let Hopkins work to it. And that's what you see Levis do here is says, okay, Hopkins, come back to it a little bit. Right, I'm not going to throw this all the way back to the middle, which, again, pretty good recovery by this corner here. But good job by Hopkins there. Good job by Levis knowing he has some margin for error on that throw. Here you get a little motion going one direction. Right, you're going to get Okonkwo on this flat route. You're going to get an in, and then you're going to get the clear out. And really, this is just a layup throw, right? You get Levis on the move. He's basically reading if we're going to get, you know, the sneak route here, or you're going to get, you know, the in breaker. And Levis decides, okay, I got Okonkwo here. I'm not going to try and force this maybe across the body a little bit. Take the layup, does a good job with it, and throws it with some heat too, right? This is this is legitimate heat he's putting on this thing, and it's in stride, it's accurate, right? And it's making plays on those layups that matters, for sure. So here, what do we get? Well, the issue with this play is this defender here. That defender is coming. He's blitzing from the outside, from the corner spot, and Levis notices this right now, and he feels the pressure. He doesn't know that Peter Skoronski is going to be able to get there and make the play, right? So he's thinking about escaping, climbing up the pocket, and making something happen potentially with his legs, right? And unfortunately, not the best decision, but you can't know necessarily that Skoronski is going to get there, right? Even though he's an exceptional player, you kind of run yourself into pressure and get sacked by Dupree. So that's tough. That's a rookie thing, right? Again, but a lot of QBs, when you see that type of pressure, they're going to immediately bail because they don't think anyone's going to pick that up. Okay, now we're in empty. And I think when you look at this, right, we're looking 3 to the play side, but he works back to Spears here. And he's got him, right? Is it a little late? Maybe. But ultimately, Spears should be able to hold on to this ball at the catch point. So I'm not sure the process is necessarily bad and empty, right? You're looking to that 3 receiver side, seeing nothing, and working quickly back to that sort of spot route for Spears. Ultimately, a play that I think that Spears should have made there, right? Now this one, play action, right? There's still a couple, receivers down here. It's really a 2-man route. It's a go, and then Hopkins is running this sort of 7 route at the corner, and ultimately, I don't think we're on the same page here. I think Levis throws this in a good spot. I think Hopkins is trying to work underneath Terrell through contact where I don't think he necessarily needed to. There was a chance he had an avenue to the ball up top here, right? I think there was a chance for that. He ultimately gives this up, right? Like, look, he's on top here, right? He's kind of stacked at this point. I think all he had to do was continue to run through this, and maybe we've got something around the 28-yard line. Atlanta Falcons showed a lot of pressure looks, right? They had a lot of guys creeping up on the line to mess with, obviously, protection, but also mess with Levis to see, okay, does he think we're all coming? Does he think, we're blitzing from a strong side? They gave him a lot of looks, and I credit Levis for staying pretty calm. On this play, now, it's also a 3rd down. You have the spot route here. You have Hopkins in the flat, sort of pulling this defender away. So if the process was quick to the strong side of the play here, you have the spot receiver here for a 1st down. You do. He has the velocity. He's shown he can throw accuracy on the layup stuff. This is a play that can be had. Now, Levis notices, right, he's staring the safety down. He sees that the safety turns to the strong side, to the 3 receiver side, or 2 receivers in Okonkwo. Right, so he says, all right, well, I can take this shot to Treylon Burks on 3rd down where I didn't need a lot, but he took the shot, right? And this is pretty good. I mean, Burks is able to at least catch the ball, not in bounds, but this is a play where Burks stacks late and nearly makes this catch. So the one thing maybe for Levis is I know you don't want to bring the safety back into play by throwing this inside a little bit, but I think you have a little bit of margin for error on this throw. It's tougher for Burks to make this play on the sideline, but still, that deep accuracy and placement on 3rd down, that calculated aggression where you have the one-on-one, I think is still a really good process. Okay, here, touchdown, right? You're going to get the back working into the flat this direction. You basically have levels going on here. You're stretching these guys vertically a little bit, especially this linebacker, but you have everybody picked up, and then you kind of have Okonkwo on this sort of curl route on a trail of this play, and really he's going to Hopkins here. And what's nice about Hopkins is he accounts for a little margin for error, right? You can miss a little bit. You don't have to be perfectly in stride because Hopkins, right, has the catch radius, right, has reliable hands, and he can go back and make this play. He had to go behind himself a little bit, and he still scores. So again, Levis hitting those layups, right? I would consider that to be a layup, but he did a good job there. Hopkins, helps him out a little bit with the slightly off target throw. More play action, and if you didn't see it at the beginning here, this is really cool, right? You're going to get Okonkwo releasing up the middle into a corner route, and you have these two guys clearing the play out. So watch Okonkwo on play action, right? What a great call. Linebacker gets sucked in on play action, and this is an easy one. And no, I'm not faulting Levis here. Again, could this have been maybe not behind him? Sure. But this is a ball where, again, Okonkwo opens up. He's got it. Just catch the ball, right? A pretty bad drop there, I would say, for Okonkwo. Here, right, I think it's something where you have to pay attention. I think Levis definitely has eyes on these defenders way back here in zone, right? Especially Jesse Bates, who we know can make plays. He's a ball hawk from all over the field, has great range. So he has that, right? He looks him off to come back to Hopkins down here on this dig route. However, I still think Bates reads this and baits him, pun intended, into this throw where if Levis doesn't get contacted here, there's a chance, because this ball lands short, there's a chance that Bates picks this off. So again, got to be careful. The process was good, right? He's still looking off Bates. He's looking that direction, hoping to come back to Hopkins on the dig route. But I do think there was a chance that that gets picked off. Again, see, they're three of the guys at the line bail, and this is on second down. But again, Levis, really good recognition skills, right? He sees that Okonkwo's got leverage to the outside, meaning there's one defender out here for two guys. Really good post-snap recognition. Go right to him. A little bit low, but it's away from all the defenders. It's away from havoc, right? Let your receiver go down and make that play. Again, a little off target, but great process. Good post-snap recognition skills. Here, I think there's a chance that he has the dig route here on a third down, but Levis gets in this tendency, and you can already tell that he wants this deep route. Safety's here. I don't think this is the best process, right, to lay this out deep, but you know, when things are successful, when you're making good throws, well-placed throws, way down the field, you know, it's easy to get that confidence and start, you know, kind of just letting it loose down the field. So was it the best process? No. Do I understand as a rookie, you know, when you get stuff like that, you want to take shots? Absolutely. Especially with the arm talent that Levis has, right? And I think this is really good, right? He's looking play side, two receivers in Okonkwo again, and he's working back through the progression. He sees Hopkins coming across on this drag route, gets back to him. A nice scan of the field coming back to Hopkins for that on second down. Fourth down here, Hopkins knows this. He's got to create sort of a rub route, get the receiver into the flat here. Just got to pick up a yard or two. Hopkins does his job. Unfortunately, he gets flagged for it. But a quick decision by Levis would have resulted in a first if not for the penalty. Now, we got the double move on. Hopkins, you know, dropping his weight, right, decelerating. We're going to bait Richie Grant into coming up, into thinking we got to attack this window. Instead, we're going to beat him with the double move. Little pump fake right there by Levis to just sell it just a little bit extra, and then just lay it out there with a rainbow, and you've got Hopkins for 6 points. Really nice call there as well. And I think this is a really nice call as well off play action, right? It's going to be man coverage, and you just get crossers, just a pair of them. And again, as good as you can do with the rub and not contacting anybody, that we have this wide open. Levis knows where he's going on this play as well, which is good, right? He's recognizing post-snap that, okay, Burks is the one that's going to basically take the defender out of it and anticipate that you're going to have plenty of space. This is well-placed ball on time, in stride for his receiver to make a play after the catch. Good play design, good call against man coverage there. A third down where covered, stunt gets around the right tackle. Levis is going to get hit, and we're going to try a comeback route, you know, far side, outside the numbers. It's off target. But again, there weren't a lot of options on that play for Levis, so you really can't fault the process there. Okay, another look where they're bringing 5, or at least they showed they're bringing 5, and then we got a guy dropping into this short window. A lot of crossers on this play. setting things up, but we get a one-on-one with Okonkwo and Richie Grant. Ball's separate from the left hand. Pretty good anticipatory throw through the break point for Okonkwo here. Problem is placement. Would love this outside to the sideline. It's low and in. Not the best place to miss. Luckily, there was enough separation there, and he got away with that throw. But the placement on that, a lot of times, is going to end up with a PBU or maybe even a pick. So just got to be careful in that regard. Again, they ran a lot of play action looks, and they were looking for sure for Hopkins on this one and just not open right away. Levis scrambles. There's pressure in his face. You got to be careful here. He almost gave this one to the linebacker, and that was a dangerous throw under pressure. Got to stay more composed, right? I think they're obviously you don't want to get a grounding call, but you also don't want to throw this right into a linebacker's hands. That was a little bit of a risky throw there. More play action, and on first down, right? You're looking for Hopkins on this sort of sit route, curl route over the middle. You got clear out route and go route to the bottom. On first down, what should you do? Yeah, just take the check down. Take the layup, right? Let Henry get a few yards. Get to 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6.5, and we'll work from there. Good process. Take the layup. Don't get overly aggressive. Okay, here we go. The big one. The pseudo pro day throw of sorts for Levis here. Sprint right. Going to get to safety. Hopefully in a bad look here going corner post. Right, you're hoping that the safety overcommits and you have this throw back across the field. That does indeed happen. But watch, see, Levis lets go, right? Receiver's even. Look at the receiver. He almost is looking like he's running across the field, like this ball's going to end up at the 5, maybe 6, 7 yard line. Instead, Levis uncorks this. Receiver has to make an adjustment, but it's an incredibly good deep ball. There's no chance the defender can make a play on this. Receiver runs under it. Oh, man. How can you not want to watch this a second time? Full speed. Just says, all right, lay it up to the end zone. What a great deep ball. Great ball placement on the deep ball. So good there from Levis. Okay, late in the game, play action on a third down. Biggest thing you don't want to do here is throw it into traffic, right? Potential turnover. Just eat it and take the sack. I know it's kind of a dud rep to end on, but conservative, risk averse, smart there by Will Levis. So there's a lot of promise with Will Levis after his debut, and you saw the tools that he had coming out of college, right? The arm talent, the deep ball placement, the aggressiveness, with still being risk averse, right? And I think he flashed the potential with a lot of his post-snap reads in this game that should give you some excitement and some hope that he can continue to develop. But it's just working on proving that that consistency can be there post-snap and that he can handle things with pressure, right? Those are two things to watch going forward. He has an interesting matchup against Pittsburgh that will test that this week. But overall, what an exceptional debut from Will Levis. Can't wait to see how he does going forward. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on Will Levis. If you did, throw a like down there. Subscribe if you're new. Plenty more film room content coming soon. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.